Heyo, it's Grit. I wanted to draw Link again. I was real tired last time. Shut up, phone. I was real tired last time, so it was like nearly 6 in the morning. I wanted to do it again because, looking back on it, I'm like, I could definitely do Link a little bit better, so we're gonna do it again. I don't know why, but this time I just kind of decided to not go with references this time. I just kind of figured that I would just go more off my imagination. Just kind of throw lines onto the canvas and see where it takes me. I figured that something would come up. I have an idea in my head, and I'm just kind of starting out with that and seeing where it takes me. I think we're gonna go with a more original design here with this one. I tried to do kind of like a more classic look last video, but this time around I feel like I'm just gonna kind of do more of my own original interpretation. Kind of like how I would do Link in my own Zelda game. That's kind of how I like to do a lot of these sketches and redesigns and whatnot. Sometimes I like drawing it true to the original style. Sometimes I like drawing more of my own, like, imagination, my own interpretation. Whatever word you want to use there. Yeah, that's looking pretty alright so far, I'd say. I think I'm gonna try to just make this like a very simple, very quick sketch. I just wanted to do this one more as like a warm-up to get back into it. This is a new session. The videos that you guys saw last week, that's like me recording that all all in one sitting, and I definitely got very tired by the end of it, and needed a little bit of recuperation before I got back into this session here. I don't know about you, but I always figured that it's good to get like all of the shapes and all of the basic construction drawn down, because I feel like I just thought of this as I was doing this, because I kind of realized that I drew most of the arm here, and like most of the body on this side is just going to get covered up by the shield, but no, I think I'm okay with that. If it means that the shield looks more proper and the entire piece is just a little bit nicer, I don't mind going ahead and erasing all of this here for the sake of the final piece. I don't know why they went with purple when it came to Ocarina of Time. I guess it was just kind of to make the Master Sword stand out as a weapon, but I frankly always liked the like gold, silver, and like the more archaic looking one from A Link to the Past. I don't know what it is about that color scheme, but I've always enjoyed that one a lot more than the more modern Master Swords. I like the Twilight Princess iteration, and I'm kind of glad that that's the one that they've more or less stuck with in the coming years. But I feel like if they were to go with with a more classic Master Sword look, I feel like at least some people would be pretty happy about that. Alright, I have a question, and this one is for the Super Smash Bros. Fans that played a lot of Melee, specifically. I personally didn't really care for the purple tunic in Melee, the kind of like bright lilac tunic. But I don't know. I feel like over the years I've really come to appreciate that color, especially since they haven't really gone back to that shade of purple like ever in anything that I'm aware of. And I don't know, when I was a little kid, I saw the weird tunic, and I was someone who grew up with Four Swords Adventures, so I was already well acquainted with just the purple tunic, so I always thought it was weird that the purple tunic wasn't in Melee, but now as an adult, knowing how different release dates work, and kind of just seeing the Link model for what it is in that game, I kind of wish that they had more Lilac Link showcase. Lilink? I don't know what you want to call it. I've always thought the blade looked cool, at least on the Master Sword. The kind of like smaller, then gets wider towards the tip. Or it's not really, like, as it comes out of the hilt, like so, it gets wider, and I always thought that was cool. I don't know. I'm a fan of fancy swords, what can I say? Can't forget the funny little Triforce symbol on the Master Sword. The weird Triforce with extra lines. Have to have the luxurious flowing nightcap. Honestly, still kind of miffed that they took it out in the Switch, but it's okay, it's okay. I will say though, the one thing that I really, really enjoy for some reason is all of the recipes and the cooking stuff that you can do in those games. I don't know why, but I have focused way more on actually like getting food together and ingredients and seeing how many different dishes I can make. I've focused more on that than actually beating the game and saving Hyrule. And I don't know, I've always enjoyed mixing things together and seeing what happens, so I think there's something about that and just the little animations that they did with Link when he clearly enjoys food in that game, so they have like different animations depending on how good the dish is, and it's small things like that that I feel like they're very nice touches, and it's absolutely got me hooked more than the normal main quest gameplay should have. I don't know what kind of style I'm going for with the face. I don't know if I'm going for more mainline like style of Link, or maybe something more toony. Maybe like I don't know, there's something about this, like, Tintin looking face that I've always enjoyed the little dot eyes when they're done right. Definitely think something more along these lines is probably what I'm going for here. I kinda like this style when it comes to Link. Kinda like that that resting pout that he's got. He's kind of got the face that I've got, you know, the resting bitch face. I said this was gonna be quick, but at this point I've kind of just got into the rhythm of working on this, so now I guess this is just kind of gonna be more of a full-fledged sketch, but I guess that's okay. There's nothing really wrong with that, I suppose. Like I said, I wasn't really a fan of how my last link turned out, so I wanted to do it again, and I guess this time I really wanted to make sure that it was done right this time. I wanted to make sure that I didn't just kind of laze through it and just kind of throw something out there again. I was definitely tired and on my last thread of consciousness, so I don't want to use that excuse again this time. I want to actually make something look nice here. Slowly but surely, this piece is coming together into something much more solid, I would say. It started out as a very loose idea in my head, and I definitely feel like that it has evolved into something more substantial now. I'm definitely very happy with how this has turned out thus far. I just had this thought, but did anyone else notice how, at least here in America, our culture had this very weird phase? I don't know if it's still going on. It most definitely still is, I say that now. But there's this very weird phase of, like, do not snitch on anybody. Like, if you try to report bad behavior happening, you're the one that usually gets punished in the grand scheme of things because you're telling on people. You're the one that's snitching, and it's basically been taught and ingrained into us that snitching is not cool. And now it's just kind of evolved into sort of this weird mentality of letting shit happen and just bystandering yourself. Kind of just like choosing to stay on the sideline because it's just kind of, you don't want to be that guy. You don't want to be that guy that tells on people, because you don't do that. You don't snitch on people like that. I don't know, did anyone else notice that? I said I would get to this later. Well, now is later, and later is now. And I'm kinda just getting through this and seeing how it turns out at the end of it. I'm almost done here, I think. I'm just kinda working out the last few details and then ironing out any kinks here and there. Just kinda working out the details before I call it quits for today. I say I'm almost done. Meanwhile, I completely forgot to do the design for the Hylian shield, so it's gonna be a little bit longer on that, but again, this is kind of what I did to myself. I decided to make a nice Link sketch, so it's gonna take a hot minute for that. Alright, everything else is pretty much done here, I'd say, so I'm gonna go ahead and speedrun this shield here. Make it look nice, but I'm gonna speedrun this shield here. I don't want to make it too complicated, too overly complex, but the Hylian shield is a very decorated object. It's got a lot going on to it. It's got a lot of details that you can take or leave. Again, that's what I like about a lot of Zelda stuff in general, is there are a lot of details to the pieces that you can just either add or take out, but so long as it has, like, the core aesthetic, it usually keeps its identity. I think Nintendo has very much pushed the boundaries of what you would consider Link, especially when you have, like, Toon Link and the Link's Awakening, Link's Awakening. There's the Oracle style, the more like manga looking style. There's the original. There's just so many different takes on Link. But so long as he has, like, the same, like, I don't even know what you describe him as anymore, because I was going to say, like, the same blank, aggressive face, but Toon Link doesn't really have that. He kind of has, like, the doughy, round face. The Oracle Links kind of have a rounder face, but I don't know. What classifies as Link? There's the elf ears, sometimes there's the cap, but more than that, it's the foofy hair. It's like the little floof. So, pointed ears, hair tuft, and I guess like a sword and shield would really complete his silhouette. What do you even call this thing? It's like a staple of Hylian shields. It's like a phoenix, or like a sunbird, maybe? What is this thing? I've always wondered that, and I think I looked up the answer some time ago, but I cannot remember it for the life of me, and I've always been confused as to what this thing even is. Can't forget our signature other Triforce on our Hyrule thingy. Alrighty, that took way longer than I wanted it to, but I think I'm done here. This is Link again. This is my Link. It's kind of similar to the other one, it's just I was less tired, and now it looks nicer in my opinion, but there's always room for improvement, so if you want me to draw something else, just leave a comment and I'll be sure to read it. If you liked it, just like the video or subscribe if you want. I want to do a lot more of these, so if you subscribe, that'll let me know that you guys are liking these. Okay, bye.